Getting ungated in big brands and categories on Amazon FBA is a big roadblock for 99% of beginner Amazon sellers in 2025, but don't worry, I got you. This video is a complete step-by-step full ungating course to help you get ungated fast, even as a complete beginner with no sales history. Welcome to the free Amazon Ungating course for beginners. What we're going to cover, guys, is how ungating changed everything for me, the 3 types of products and how to work and how to ungate each of them, a big list of AutoUngate products completely free. So products, even if you're a complete beginner, that you can sell from day one without even going through the ungating process, what actually goes into Amazon's ungating requirements and how to get it done, what products beginners can't ungate. This is super important, as well as how to handle when you actually get denied for an ungating request, the suppliers that work and the suppliers that don't work for ungating. A lot of beginners have this backwards, as well as how to build the perfect ungating file. And an especially important part is the ungating frequently asked questions you need to know at the end. To start off, my ungating experience of actually going through and getting approved to sell big brands and categories on Amazon. When I was a beginner Amazon seller, I didn't know that ungating was a thing. A couple years ago, ungating used to be really hard. Luckily, these days, it's totally doable, even if you're a newer seller starting from scratch. This is me back when I started selling on Amazon, working as an unpaid insurance intern. I wanted to start reselling online to make some extra cash. The problem was I didn't know that as a beginner, you could sell big name brands on Amazon. I thought you could only sell used products from the get-go because of ungating. Luckily, eventually I learned that you could get ungated in big brands and categories even from the beginning as a beginner. So getting ungated allowed me to sell literally in my first year over $30,000 in revenue in one day. My biggest day ever currently is about 42K in revenue. You can see me pumping out a bunch of profitable products to Amazon, and all these products I've been selling largely are ones I've went through the ungating process for, and that's what we're here to show you guys how to do in this video. But it doesn't just work for me. It's also worked for all of my students that have been able to build successful Amazon business as well. This is a couple in-person meetups we've done in Miami as well. Let's jump right in, guys. There are 3 different types of ungating products on Amazon. The first one is going to be AutoUngate products. AutoUngate items are the holy grail for newer sellers. You can sell them right away, even with no sales history, and you don't even have to submit order confirmations or invoices to Amazon. It's also important to note, guys, the more you sell, the more stuff becomes AutoUngate. Around 2K in total revenue, typically a ton more becomes AutoUngate. But keep in mind, guys, anything that Amazon lets you apply for, you can get approved for, even if it doesn't AutoUngate right away from the get-go. And I have a special treat for you guys, which is going to be a big list of AutoUngate brands as well that I'm giving you guys completely free. Let's dig in. So we put together the spreadsheet for you guys of AutoUngate ASINs you can go ahead and use right here. So you can download this completely free at the link in the description. Which gives you a big list of ASINs right here. The cool thing is you can literally use any ASINs from these brands right here. Some especially easy approvals that'll pretty much be AutoUngate for everyone here is going to be stuff like Stafford, Danner, Red Heart, Athletic Works. Here's a couple ASINs you can go ahead and plug in. All you have to do, guys, if we go ahead over to instructions, is go to Amazon Seller Central, then go to add product in the top left, then paste in the ASIN, aka the Amazon Standard Identification Number, then select new condition and hit apply to sell and request approval. Most people think that if it shows apply to sell and request approval, it's gated. You have to go through that process, where some products, it'll let you list it right away, even before hitting apply to sell and request approval. It'll just say sell this item, and then you're good to go if it asks for the list price and the quantity and stuff like that. Most items, though, you have to select condition, then hit apply to sell and request approval. And then if it asks for documents, you need to submit that documentation. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a couple minutes. Or if it asks for the quantity and the price, then you're good to go right there. You'll be surprised, guys, at how many of these will work for you, especially if you've already made a few sales. Keep in mind, guys, this is not 100% perfect for your store. A lot of these will remain gated, so be sure to come back and check after you do make more sales. And if the brand stays gated for you after trying it auto, it may just mean you need to sell more or apply with an invoice. I'm going to show you guys how to do it in a couple minutes right here as well. So go ahead and download this completely free right here. There's also some frequently asked questions right there as well to go ahead and plug in. Keep in mind, a lot of these aren't going to work, but a lot of them are going to work, and it's awesome to go ahead and do that. And then you can go ahead and storefront stock from here too. And that the storefronts of the seller selling a lot of Stafford stuff, selling a lot of Danner stuff, selling a lot of Athletic Work stuff are going to have other brands you might not recognize that you could go ahead and click a brand, check for AutoUngate, click a brand, check for AutoUngate, click a brand, check for AutoUngate, which is incredibly helpful to go ahead and do. Also want to mention, guys, if you're loving this content with the holiday season coming fast and want personalized one-on-one mentorship directly from me, now's a great time to go down below to the link in the description and apply for my coaching program. You'll get full one-on-one access to me, including my personal phone number. We have a one-on-one sourcing call together on Zoom. We have 3 group coaching calls per week. You'll be around other Amazon sellers crushing the game. I'll hook it up with profitable AutoUngate products for you to find. I'm going to also plug you in on all my favorite coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies. We've had dozens and dozens of sellers become 7-figure sellers through my coaching program. We'll pop a whole bunch of awesome student results up here on screen. So if you're interested in that and you love this Ungating course and you want more help directly from me, it is by application only. You'll have to apply at the link in the description to speak with my student success manager, Aaron, so we can see if it makes sense. So take a look at that if you're interested. Back to the full Ungating course. The second type of Ungating product is going to be document Ungates. This is when you go to apply and it asks for documents. This is what we use our order confirmation emails and invoices for. A lot of people think you need a formal invoice to go ahead and do that, but even if you ask customer service, which honestly, I just use the order confirmation emails, nice and easy, don't freak out if they don't offer you a formal one. A lot of beginners think that that's the only thing you can use. That's not true whatsoever, guys. Order confirmations totally work. Even if Amazon denies you a couple times, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That's totally normal. If they say we don't accept order confirmations, don't worry about that. Keep submitting that. What could be more proof of something being legit than a order confirmation from a gigantic retailer? And if only invoices worked and order confirmations didn't, so many of these listings would have no seller. So it literally doesn't make any sense because a lot of beginners think you need invoices, but most websites won't give you a formal invoice. So therefore, all of these Ungates would be completely impossible if order confirmation emails didn't work. So when you find a good brand that does require documents, most of the time brands will require 10. Sometimes they'll do 100, 200, or 300. Personally, I'd recommend as a beginner, just stick to the ones that require 10 or the brands or categories that require 10. The nice thing is you only need to do each brand or category once. And once you ungate one ASIN from that brand, you get the entire brand, or once you ungate one ASIN from the category, you get the entire category, assuming that brand is ungated too. Occasionally, you'll have to do both the brand and the category, but you can use the same documentation for both. In terms of formally what Amazon requires for document Ungates, guys, is going to be this right here. So we can see at least one purchase invoice from a manufacturer or distributor. So a manufacturer being like the brand specifically, or a distributor being like a big retailer right there. And the document must meet the following requirements. So in the last 180 days, that's nice and easy, including your name and address. Obviously, you're using an order confirmation, so it has that right there. Include the name and address of the manufacturer distributor. Certain order confirmation emails won't have that, but it's never really been an issue. Show a combined purchase of at least 10 units for this specific brand right here. Keep in mind, guys, there can be multiple products on the invoice or invoices, but you do have to keep in mind there has to be at least 10 plus of one unique product right there too. So sure, you can do multiple products right there, because to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend ungating with documents anything you haven't found profitably right there. But through the invoice or invoices, you can use multiple. There does need to be at least 10 plus of a specific item right there. Omit pricing information. This is optional. I never really do that. Then we can see it says, if providing an Amazon invoice or order confirmation, please show a combined or fulfilled purchase of 50 plus. This would be if you were to buy from Amazon themselves selling on their Ungate, which personally I wouldn't really recommend doing. But if you were to, you would just have to do a fulfilled purchase of at least 50 units right here. Then just provide your email address and phone right there. Nice and easy. So this is what you need to go ahead and do. 99% of the time when doing a document Ungate, you just buy 10 of a product also listed on Amazon. Then you get that order confirmation email downloaded as a PDF. And then you go ahead and name it ASIN _ invoice _ date. Or brand _ invoice _ date, something nice and professional like that, and you keep it rolling. Now, guys, the types of suppliers that work, there's 2 types of them, as well as the ones that don't work. This is some of the most important part of the free course. There's so many beginner Amazon sellers out there that are trying to ungate with websites that don't actually work. Let's dig in. The first type of website that does work is going to be gigantic retailers. So think stuff like Target, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club right here. So say you find something, on Target, or you have a brand you want to get done using Target, you just go, you locate a product that's also listed on Amazon. The big thing is you have to make sure it's also listed on Amazon. buy 10 of it, download that order confirmation email as a PDF, and submit it off to Amazon. What that actually looks like here, guys, would say we want to do like the EA Sports brand of video games right here. We can see these are hanging out on Walmart for 15 bucks. They're actually over on Amazon for 44. So it's nice and profitable right there as well. We can see I'm actually ineligible on this. So if I wanted to ungate it, I just go ahead and buy 10 of these, which is actually a nice profitable product. So I probably should go ahead and do that. Probably going to be some other deals similar to this. And then I can go ahead and submit that off to Amazon right here. So all I need to do is purchase 10 of these, and then instantly I get an order confirmation email. Then right away, I want to go ahead and download that as a PDF, title it something professional, and then go ahead and send that off to Amazon right there as my file. A lot of people think that like, okay, retailers don't work, but think about it. Is Amazon going to trust some random wholesaler, or are they going to trust Target more? Obviously, they're going to trust Target more, right? And the cool thing is Target owns a lot of brands. Like, for example, Target owns Goodfellow & Co., right? And Walmart owns Great Value, right? Where if you look up Great Value on Google, the only place to get it is Walmart. So we know for a fact that Target has to work for Goodfellow & Co. and Walmart has to work for Great Value and these other brands that are owned by these retailers right here. So don't overthink this, guys. In terms of the first type of website that works, it's going to be big, gigantic, global or nationwide, big billion-dollar retail companies right here. The next type of website that does work is going to be brand websites. So think Brooks Brothers. For Brooks Brothers, to say we wanted to ungate Brooks Brothers, we could obviously use the brand website specifically, or say you want to do Gap, you could go ahead and do Gap. Any of the beauty brands, we could go ahead and just use their website as well. And the nice thing is most brands, at least profitably or just where they're carried retailer-wise, it's really only from one place, where if you just Google stuff, for the most part, outside of like gigantic brands like a Brooks Brothers, for example, where if we just go ahead and Google this, we can see, yeah, even Brooks Brothers is predominantly carried on one website right here, where if you look up like, you know, Gap t-shirts here, we can see like pretty much where they come from is going to be the Gap factory website or gap.com. And that's where we would ungate these, right? So I love big retail websites as well as brand websites for ungating in 2025 right there. So Brooks Brothers here, we can go ahead and use that. We can take a look at some other sellers here and just kind of walk through, like if we just go to their storefront here, nice and easy, we can go ahead and see. So like, yeah, what that would look like would be like Polo Ralph Lauren for Polo Ralph Lauren, Nautica for Nautica, Columbia for Columbia, Tommy Hilfiger for Tommy Hilfiger. And obviously it just makes so much sense that the manufacturer would work. And when you're actually sourcing profitable inventory, a lot of the time where you're actually buying the inventory from is either the retailer that either owns that brand or has an exclusive relationship with that brand. Ryobi from Home Depot is a good example of that, or Cobalt from Lowe's is a good example of that. That's the only place they come from. So it's, of course, where it's coming from profitably. And of course, the retailer website is going to work for that, or the brand website there too as well. Now, in terms of websites that don't work for ungating, the ones you don't want to use are like really small local retailers. For example, like a local toy store that's only has like one location and they happen to have a website. Amazon's not going to recommend that. You're better off just using the brand website, even if it's just to go ahead and get ungated and break even or something like that. And marketplaces don't work either, like eBay or StockX are actually buying on Walmart from an opportunity that is not sold and shipped by Walmart. So if you're buying from Walmart to ungate, and even just to sell on Amazon in general, you have to make sure it's sold and shipped by Walmart. And I definitely would never recommend buying from eBay to sell on Amazon, because forget the ungating part of things. It's also just that you have no way to prove that the items you're actually buying are legit. The same goes for websites like StockX as well, where it's a third-party marketplace that other people are selling on. Definitely stay away from these guys because you have no way of proving that these items are legit, and you're definitely not going to have invoice or order confirmations that actually work that show that this was bought from a profitable manufacturer or distributor, manufacturer being the brand or distributor being the retailer that's distributing those inventory right there. So make sure to avoid buying from these marketplaces like eBay and StockX and sites like that. Perhaps the most important part of ungating, guys, is understanding that getting denied for ungates a couple times is completely normal. This is where so many beginners lose their mind, is they go and they're super excited. They find a profitable product. They buy it from the brand website, literally who owns the brand, and they submit the documentation off to Amazon and they get denied. I'm here to tell you guys that that is completely normal. It's going to happen 10 to 15 times per brand. Let's jump into some quick tips on getting denied for ungates. So you will get denied for Ungates, guys. It is 100% normal and expected. A lot of beginners lose their mind over this. Well, as long as you have the expectation that denials are completely normal, it becomes pretty easy not to lose your mind over it. It's typically going to happen 10 to 15 times per brand. Amazon will tell you over and over again that the information is wrong. Even if it's right, persevere, you'll get approved for it. Keep submitting and adding more to the file right there. So not just the order confirmation, but you can show the entire supply chain, right? Include a picture of the product once it comes in, include a picture of the shipping label, the shipping email, delivery email, and you can just literally put them on one combined PDF, nice and easy, using a PDF combiner on Google. So keep in mind, guys, getting denied is completely normal. Don't worry about what Amazon says in those denial emails. You'll completely lose your mind if you're super pressed about it. So many times I'll see beginners that, even though they'll hear me say in these videos that getting denied is completely normal, just keep submitting. It's going to tend to happen 10 to 15 times per brand, sometimes way more, sometimes way less, but persevere and you'll get a lot of profit. It's something that makes a lot of newer sellers quit and is completely a feature, not a bug, if utilized correctly. In terms of building the perfect ungating file, this is super, super important. The order of operations I'd recommend doing for this, guys, is going to be starting out just submitting the order confirmation email downloaded as a PDF, titled something professional like ASIN_invoice_date. Then as you get denied a couple of times, typically you'll hear back within 12 to 24 hours. Then you quickly start adding more information to the file, like the shipping email, delivery email, picture of the product, the credit card statement showing the charge, the UPS tracking, and a picture of the shipping label to make the perfect ungating file. And it doesn't hurt to add a little ChatGPT note right in there as well at the front of it, or maybe like a little cover letter or in the notes of the submission right there too, just to make it easy, like maybe like show this to a human or something like that. I've seen a lot of stuff work like that. But honestly, most of what ungating comes down to is just submitting again and again right there. So that's how to build the perfect ungating file. Let's take a look at the third type of item and how to ungate it. The third type of ungating product, guys, unfortunately is going to be hard gated items that you can't even apply for that are off limits for you currently. A couple examples of hard gated items, guys, is stuff like Nike, Adidas, Lego, and Puma. These brands cannot be applied for. We think it's typically because a lot of new sellers were selling fakes on Amazon, and Amazon just wanted to clean up their marketplace. And it is currently impossible to ungate anything that it doesn't let you apply for. When you go to plug in a Nike ASIN or an Adidas ASIN, you can literally go ahead and do this. It will tell you it won't let you apply, and it'll say something like copy listing, or we are not accepting applications. This is commonly due to a lot of fraud and fake items being on the platform. So unfortunately, when you go ahead and plug in an ASIN, anytime you come across something like Nike, Adidas, Lego, or Puma, it's not going to let you go ahead and apply for it because it's hard gated. Now, there is a chance these could come back in the future. We typically don't see them do it. So I totally recommend sticking completely clear of hard gated items. You can sell them on other marketplaces. A lot of people are picking up selling on Walmart as well now. But purely on Amazon, hard gated products you do have to avoid right now. Luckily, there's literally tens of thousands of other brands you go ahead and do that resellers are currently making money on. All right, guys, so now that we know the basics of ungating, I want to talk through some ungating frequently asked questions to just give you guys like a rapid fire view of this. Can I use multiple ASINs or sizes to ungate? So you can have multiple ASINs on the file or files, the order confirmations that you're submitting. However, they do need to combine to 10 plus of one specific ASIN. So while there can be other products on there, there can't be like 5 mediums and 5 smalls because those are 2 different ASINs. You need to have 5 mediums and 5 mediums. Even if they're on different order confirmations, just one under another, it doesn't need to combine to 10 plus of one specific product, but there can be other ones on there. I read everywhere that ungating is impossible for beginners in 2025. Is this true? Absolutely not. This comes from one of 2 people. One, someone who got denied for an ungate and didn't understand that getting denied is completely normal, or someone who thinks that you can only use like wholesale invoices or that ungating doesn't work period anymore and everything. It's someone who hasn't just gone to the AutoUngate list, gone through a bunch of them, got ungated right there, and on document ungates, understood that getting denied is completely normal. Does it have to be a specific ASIN or can it be any ASIN in the brand? It can be any ASIN in a specific brand. It's going to open up the entire brand. Every now and again, like very, very rarely, a lot of you guys will go through your entire Amazon seller career without running into a case like this where certain ASINs in a specific brand will open, certain ASINs will be hard gated. But to be honest, pretty much always you can assume that one ASIN is going to open up the entire brand right there. A site is limiting me to less than 10 items per cart. Can I use multiple order confirmations? 100%. A lot of websites are like that. Some websites let you do 5 per cart, 6 per cart. Some websites let you do 99 per cart, where this obviously wouldn't be applicable here. unless it's a brand that requires more than 10 units, which I'd recommend sticking clear of if you're a beginner, but you totally can use multiple. How do I get ungated for retail arbitrage? So you cannot use retail arbitrage in-store receipts for ungating. I've seen pickup order invoices or pickup order confirmations work for ungating, but honestly, I like doing shipping orders. So to get ungated for retail arbitrage brand, I would just recommend buying something from that retailer online, getting the ungate done, selling through at break even or profitably. Nice and easy. Can I ungate with no sales history? 100%. Even if you have no sales history, you can auto-ungate a bunch of stuff and you can do document ungates as well. I'm going through the AutoUngate list and everything is gated. What am I doing wrong? My friend, you did not take the easy quick wins in the just easy quick wins section on the top right of it. And you're not hitting apply to sell and request approval. You're thinking that when it says apply to sell, that means it's gated. That's not true. After hitting apply to sell and request approval, if it doesn't just let you sell right away, then if it either lets you list it, it's auto ungated, or if it asks for documents, then it's gated. What if it says copy listing or we are not accepting applications at this time? Typically, that means it's a gigantic brand, and that always means that it is currently hard gated and that you should stay away from that brand right now. You always want to check that prior to buy something, guys. You always want to figure out, is it an auto ungate or is it a document ungate prior to go ahead and sourcing an item right there. How quickly do I reapply after a denial? Instantly. Some people think that you should either like reply or create a new case. I don't really see any difference with that. But if I had to pick one, I guess I'd say creating a new case, adding to the file right there, although you don't have to. And some people say that you should wait like a day or two. Occasionally you could switch it up because sometimes you do get stuck in these denial cycles, but that's completely normal right there. What if it says 100 units instead of 10? Either do 100 plus units or just stay away from that brand, which is my recommendation. There's hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of brands that are only 10, probably tens of thousands. Amazon keeps denying my application. What do I do? That's completely normal, my friend. Keep submitting and keep adding new information to the file as you get it. If you do have any new information right there, don't worry about what Amazon says in those denials. Is there any penalty for getting denied too many times? Nope. You're good to go. Do not worry about that. I've seen, unfortunately, in some cases, literally dozens and dozens of denials right there. Sometimes that'll happen. Luckily, the more you sell, the more it does become auto-ungate and the quicker document ungates hit too. But that doesn't mean you can't get document ungates when you're a complete beginner. Amazon says not to reapply with the same info. Keep creating new cases and adding to the file. This is a weird one where sometimes they'll say you've submitted too many times. Don't submit again with the same information. I know it's a weird example in a weird case, but just keep pushing that through right there. You can rotate the file. You can change the name of it. You can switch up the order of the files within the PDF you're submitting or add a new cover letter. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with that. Amazon is auto-denying me. What do I do? This is a special for getting this late in the video. I have a special auto-deny guide. If you guys DM me the word auto on Instagram, which is @FlipsForMiles. I only have one Instagram. Just DM me auto on Instagram. I'll go ahead and send you the auto-deny ungating guide, which will occasionally happen, not super often, but sometimes it will. That's a nice little fix for that as well. But for being this late in the video, DM me auto on Instagram and I'll send you that auto-deny guide. And that's the full ungating course, guys. If you do have any questions, make sure to let me know down below in the comments as well. And if you love this content and want more help, I'd like to introduce you to my personalized one-on-one mentorship program, which now is a great time to join with the holiday sales rush of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas on the way. The exact system that helped Bola make $3,000 per month profit, working from home part-time as a busy mom, working her tech job, as well as my guy, Nick. He was actually able to leave his full-time engineering career after working with me in my coaching program to sell on Amazon full-time as a busy father of two. As well as my guy, Paolo, he's actually still working his 9-to-5 job, making 6 figures profit annually while working his 9-to-5 and raising his family right here. We can see best month so far right there. Nice little 100K a month. He's significantly beyond that now. And Guy, he's working in IT and built a thriving Amazon business from while raising his family as well. So we've had tons and tons of student wins, guys. We'll have my editor pop a whole bunch of them up on screen. If you're interested in personalized one-on-one help directly from me, you want my personal phone number, you want to get on a live one-on-one sourcing call, we'll find a whole bunch of AutoUngate leads then too, working together one-on-one on that live Zoom call. We have 3 group coaching calls per week. Plug you in on all my favorite coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies. I have a bunch of pre-built resources for my coaching students as well. You'll be around other Amazon sellers crushing the game. So if that's something you're interested in, go down below to the link in the description and put in your information and apply. It's by application only, guys. You can book in a time with my student success manager, Aaron, below so we can see if it makes sense. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know any questions down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And if you want to see me source some profitable AutoUngate leads, click this video right here. See you guys in the next one.